This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by the Spice and Tea Exchange of Rehoboth.
Well, we told you, those family vacations can get a little dramatic, and that's what we're going to be talking about with our Spill the Tea today. Thanks so much to our friends at the Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. Don't forget, grilling season is here. They've got plenty of spices for you, in addition to those teas that are just ready to go. I love that they've got some pre-made mixes.
I love just walking in there because you get the smells, you get the tea, you get the spices. It's just like an aromatic vacation. I love it.
They also usually have some samples for you, too, so you can check it out, see if you're going to like the tea. Chances are you will. That's how I fell in love with their blueberry green tea that they had. They got me on a free sample, so make sure you check that out. But we're going to dive into our tea that we're spilling now. Charlie, what are we drinking?
We are drinking, it is a vanilla pecan oolong tea. The sumptuous complexity of oolong tea is masterfully intertwined with the warm, toasty notes of pecan and the rich sweetness of vanilla. It's enriched by coca nibs. So sounds exciting. I can't wait to try it.
The descriptions of the tea are some of my favorite things, you know, it just whisks you away and you're like, ooh, that sounds fun. So why don't you get to spill in, I'll get to spill in our tea, our family vacation drama here. Is she wrong for skipping the family summer vacation? It's a loaded question. She's gone on the big family beach trip every year, but this time our writer is planning a quieter vacation with her partner. Relatives are naturally getting all upset. They're saying, she's breaking tradition. She's being selfish. What do you think? Should she prioritize herself this summer or stick with the family tradition?
I guess a couple things that we don't know going in. How many days of vacation does she get every year, and her partner? How expensive is this trip going to be? Is it one of those deals where if she goes on the family trip, she can't go on a trip with the partner? Also, what is the family dynamic? Because not all families have the same dynamic. Is it stressful to go? Does she need a break? And if she's making this decision not to do it, I tend to lean her way. We don't have all the variables here, but I think that, you got to do what's good for your own mental health when it comes to taking a vacation. And if you need to connect with your partner, that should be okay.
And it is always hard when you kind of feel the end of a tradition coming upon you. Like when you realize that you're winding down here. Like I remember my family, we grew up coming down to Rehoboth Beach. We would always do that same vacation. We did it for years. My entire childhood was spent here. And then it was right around those like 18, 19, 20 age that it was starting to get a little less fun for, my dad or my brother. And so you kind of felt that we were going to break it up, like we were breaking up that tradition a little bit here and there. But ultimately, you're like, well, if not everybody's having fun, if not everybody's enjoying it, and it's becoming a stressful event and not a relaxing vacation, it's time to do something different.
And I do think that's where you get some of the pushback from the rest of the family is maybe they also feel that you pulling away is just the first thread in what might upend an overall tradition, and maybe they're trying to hold on to that, and I get wanting to hold on to it, but you got to let people do the things that they want to do. Family matters, but there's a million ways to celebrate your family. It doesn't always have to be the same thing every year.
Exactly.
Especially, again, if there are financial constraints or even just time constraints. Again, we don't know how much paid time off this woman does or doesn't have, or her partner, so sometimes you only have to do one of these things. It has to be a binary on some choices. Yeah,
I mean, that family trip that I used to take has now kind of been rebranded as the girls' trip. My mom, my sister, and I, we try to go somewhere every year, whether it's, a little bit closer, a little farther away, doesn't matter. We're just like, oh, the three of us are such easy travelers. We have to get together and we have to go somewhere. This year we're not, because my sister has a little more limited PTO. She's got another wedding to go to that's further away, and she's like, that's taking up all my time and energy. Like, we can't do it this year. And we're like, okay. That's all right. We'll reschedule for next year. It's okay.
I will say that I've grown up different than most people because my family, my immediate family, we've moved so much that I've lived all over the country.
You have a lot of adventures as a family.
Well, not that. I'm actually, my point is though, that we don't get together all the time. We do have to make that work via the phone or FaceTime or whatever, and you get together for the occasional big family event like a wedding or something like that. But when one of you lives in Delaware and one lives in Connecticut and one lives in Alaska and one lives in Washington, it's not easy to just make it happen. So we've always kind of lived that way.
Yeah.
And I understand how if you're somebody that's always had the advantage of getting to do this all the time, that it could feel like breaking something up.
Sure, but I think that's also kind of where that does make it feel like it's more convenient for them to get together every year if this is a planned annual trip than maybe somebody who is a little bit more spread out, a family that's all across the country. But if it's a little tricky, I get it, but I do think I side with her. Whatever I think in these sorts of scenarios, like your heart and your gut are guiding you to the right spot.
It doesn't feel like there's any malice involved in this decision, and as long as that's the case, then you do need to do the things that take care of you. It's your life.
Exactly. We do, of course, always turn our Spill the Tea over to you guys as well. Lee Ireland says, while family traditions can be meaningful, one summer won't erase your years of tradition and memories. Families who care about each other and can and should make room for their family's personal needs, even if it doesn't involve the rest of the family. Steve says, time to start her own traditions. That's okay. And Donald says this year she should go with her partner then. And if the relationship grows, they both can join the big family trip in future years. So she'll always have time to develop.
And you know what? I really appreciate, guys, when you do write in about our Spill the Tea, because we have opinions, but we love to get yours on as well. It just makes the entire show better to hear from different thoughts on different things.
Like we say, it's your show too. You know, CoastLife, the floor is yours as well. So you can always chime in on our socials. You can always email us, team@coastlife.com. And we always like to include you in our CoastLife chats here. But Charlie's got to get downstairs for Coast TV News at 5. That's coming up next. But we still have a little bit more CoastLife to get to before that.